In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is relentlessly chasing after success, happiness, and fulfillment, it's all too easy to overlook the fundamental lessons that truly shape our lives. We get so caught up in the race that we often forget what really matters, leaving us feeling empty, frustrated, and unfulfilled. But what if ignoring these essential lessons could guarantee a life filled with misery, regret, and constant frustration? This video is not just a list of random tips. It's a powerful guide to understanding the core principles that many of us neglect. Principles that could lead us to a more meaningful, successful, and happy life. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer perspective on how you view yourself and your life. These 11 life lessons could be the key to transforming your mindset and avoiding the pitfalls that keep so many people stuck in cycles of negativity. So, if you're ready to discover what it truly takes to break free from the patterns that are holding you back, stick around and watch until the end. And if you find this content helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's dive in and uncover the wisdom that could change your life forever. 1. The less you say, the more your words will matter. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise, where everyone has something to say and the volume never seems to die down, your words can easily get drowned out. But here's the thing. Speaking less isn't just about silence. It's about power. When you choose your words carefully, they carry weight. They resonate. Imagine being the person in the room whose words are always heard, always considered, because when you speak, people know it's worth listening to. There's incredible power in restraint. When you hold back and speak only when you have something meaningful to say, you transform your words into something valuable. You become known as someone whose opinions are respected and whose thoughts are sought after. But if you ignore this lesson, if you throw your words around carelessly, without thought, you'll become just another voice in the crowd, easily overlooked and quickly forgotten. Over time, this can lead to feelings of insignificance and frustration. When your words no longer carry weight, neither will your opinions, and you may find yourself struggling to be heard, even in the moments that matter most. So, remember, it's not about how much you say. It's about the impact of what you say. Speak less, but make every word count, and you'll find that your voice holds more power than you ever imagined. 2. Don't take everything personally. Not everyone thinks about you as much as you do. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the world revolves around us. We've all been there, wondering why someone didn't return our call, feeling slighted by a passing comment, or overthinking why someone didn't invite us to an event. But here's a truth that can set you free. Most of the time, people are far more focused on their own lives than on yours. They're dealing with their own struggles, worries, and thoughts, just like you are. Taking everything personally is a surefire way to create unnecessary pain in your life. When you assume that every action, every word is directed at you, you open the door to negative emotions like insecurity, resentment, and even anger. This mindset not only weighs you down, but also damages your relationships. You start to see slights where there are none, and before you know it, you're caught in a cycle of hurt feelings and misunderstandings. But here's the good news. You have the power to break free from this cycle. By understanding that most of what others do has little to do with you, you can let go of the unnecessary stress that comes from taking things too personally. You can start living with more peace of mind, knowing that not every action needs to be analyzed or taken to heart. However, if you ignore this lesson, you'll remain trapped in a world of self-doubt and overanalysis. You'll find yourself constantly questioning others' motives, feeling hurt by things that were never intended to harm you. This cycle of insecurity can be exhausting and can lead to a life filled with unnecessary pain. So, take a step back, breathe, and remember that not everything is about you. By doing this, you'll free yourself from the burden of overthinking and open up to a life of greater clarity and emotional freedom. 3. When you focus on problems, you have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you have more opportunities. Life is undeniably full of challenges. We all face difficulties, some small, some overwhelming. What truly sets people apart is how they perceive and respond to these challenges. If you constantly focus on your problems, you invite negativity into your life. It's like putting blinders on, where all you can see are the obstacles in your path, blocking out any potential solutions or opportunities. When you dwell on your problems, they seem to multiply. The more you concentrate on what's going wrong, the bigger those problems appear, until it feels like they're consuming your entire life. This mindset can trap you in a cycle of despair, making it hard to see a way out. You end up feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and defeated, as if your life is defined by your struggles. But what if you could shift your focus? What if, instead of being consumed by your problems, you began to look for possibilities? When you focus on possibilities, you start to see opportunities where there once seemed to be none. Your mind opens up to new paths, new ideas, and new ways of overcoming the challenges you face. You begin to see that every problem carries within it the seed of a solution, if you're willing to look for it. Opportunities are all around us, but they're often hidden behind the walls we build when we focus too much on what's wrong. By changing your perspective and focusing on possibilities, you not only break down those walls, but you also invite growth, success, and fulfillment into your life. However, if you ignore this lesson, you risk getting stuck in a mindset where problems dominate your thoughts and opportunities slip through your fingers. You may wake up one day and realize that the life you've been living is filled with obstacles rather than possibilities. Misery sets in when you understand that your potential for success was limited only by your inability to see beyond the immediate issues. So, make the choice to focus on possibilities. Open your mind to new solutions. Embrace the challenges as opportunities in disguise, and watch as your life transforms from one filled with problems to one overflowing with opportunities. 4. No matter how much it hurts now, someday you will look back and realize your struggle changed your life for the better. Life has a way of testing us, often in the most unexpected and challenging ways. Pain and struggle are inevitable parts of our journey, and when we're in the thick of it, it can feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on us. The hurt can be overwhelming, and it's natural to question why we have to endure such hardship. But here's a truth that can give you hope. The pain you're feeling now is not in vain. It's a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. Every setback, every heartache is molding you into a stronger, wiser person. It's in the struggle that we find our strength. The challenges we face force us to dig deeper, to discover parts of ourselves we never knew existed. And while it may be hard to see in the moment, these experiences are shaping you into someone more resilient, more capable, and more prepared for the future. Imagine looking back on this difficult time years from now. What will you see? You'll see how far you've come, how much you've grown, and how the very thing that seemed like it would break you actually became the foundation of your strength. The pain is temporary, but the growth you gain from it is permanent. Embracing this lesson allows you to find strength in adversity, knowing that each struggle is a stepping stone to a better, brighter future. But if you ignore this lesson, if you let the pain consume you, you risk falling into a state of constant despair. When you can't see the silver lining in your struggles, life begins to feel like an endless series of painful events, devoid of meaning or purpose. This mindset can trap you in a dark place where the pain feels endless and the possibility of a better future seems out of reach. So, the next time you're faced with a struggle, remember this. The pain you feel now is temporary, but the growth it brings is everlasting. Embrace the struggle, knowing that one day You'll look back and realize that it wasn't just a time of hardship. It was the turning point that changed your life for the better. 5. You meet people for a reason. Either you need them to change your life, or you will be the one who changes theirs. In the journey of life, every person you meet is not just a random encounter. They're placed in your path for a reason. Whether they come into your life as a mentor, a friend, a partner, or even a challenge, each relationship has a purpose. Sometimes you meet people who have the power to change your life in profound ways. They offer guidance, support, and wisdom that help you navigate through difficult times or push you to achieve things you never thought possible. On the other hand, there are times when you are the one who brings change into someone else's life. Your presence, your words, your actions might be the spark that inspires them to grow, to take a new path, or to see the world differently. Recognizing this gives every interaction a deeper significance and meaning. It transforms your relationships from mere exchanges into opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. When you embrace this lesson, you start to see the value in every person you encounter. You understand that everyone you meet has something to teach you, or something to teach you, or something to learn from you. This awareness allows you to approach relationships with an open heart and mind, making your connections more meaningful and fulfilling. However, if you ignore this lesson, you risk missing out on the incredible opportunities that come from these interactions. You may go through life brushing past people, not realizing the potential impact they could have on your journey, or the impact you could have on theirs. This can lead to a life of shallow connections, where relationships lack depth and purpose, leaving you feeling isolated and unfulfilled. A life lived without appreciating the significance of these connections is a lonely one, filled with missed opportunities and regrets. So pay attention to the people who cross your path. Whether they're here to change your life or for you to change theirs, every relationship holds the potential for growth and transformation. Embrace the journey, and you'll find that the connections you make will enrich your life in ways you never imagined. 6. Never be afraid to try something new. Life gets boring when you stay within the limits of what you already know. It's human nature to seek comfort and familiarity. We find solace in routines and in the things we know well. But here's the truth. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they're also incredibly limiting. When you confine yourself to what you already know, you build invisible walls around your life. These walls may protect you from uncertainty, but they also keep you from experiencing the fullness and richness that life has to offer. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to try something new? How many adventures passed you by because you chose the safety of the familiar over the thrill of the unknown? When you avoid stepping out of your comfort zone, you deny yourself the chance to grow, to learn, and to discover new passions and possibilities. You end up living a life that's predictable, repetitive, and frankly, boring. But life wasn't meant to be lived within such narrow boundaries. The most memorable moments, the most significant growth, and the most rewarding experiences often come from venturing into the unknown. When you push yourself to try something new, you open up a world of opportunities that you never knew existed. You might discover a hidden talent, develop a new passion, or meet people who inspire you in ways you never imagined. On the other hand, if you ignore this lesson, if you choose to stay within the limits of what you already know, you risk leading a stagnant, monotonous existence. Life becomes a series of predictable days, each one blending into the next with little to differentiate them. Misery in this context comes from the realization, often too late, that life has passed you by. You look back and see countless missed opportunities, adventures you never had, and experiences you never dared to embrace because you were too afraid to step out of your comfort zone. So don't let fear hold you back. Embrace the unknown, take risks, and try something new. Life is too short to be lived in the shadows of what's comfortable. Break free from the confines of your comfort zone, and you'll find that the world is full of endless possibilities just waiting for you to explore. The richness of life is out there, beyond the limits of what you already know. Go out and experience it. 7. You will never truly know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook the significance of the present moment. We often find ourselves caught up in our routines, future plans, and endless to-do lists, assuming that there will always be more time to enjoy life later. But here's the reality. Life is fleeting, and the moments we experience right now will never come back. Each moment is unique, irreplaceable, and once it passes, it becomes nothing more than a memory. We often fail to recognize the true value of a moment until it has slipped through our fingers and exists only in our memories. It's in those quiet, reflective times that we realize how precious those moments really were. Whether it was a simple conversation with a loved one, a breathtaking sunset, or even a seemingly mundane day that, in hindsight, holds a special place in our hearts. By fully embracing and living in the present, you create memories that will stay with you for a lifetime. These are the moments that, when you look back, bring a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. They are the building blocks of a life well lived, filled with joy, love, and meaning. But to capture these moments, you must be present, truly present, in the here and now. On the other hand, if you ignore this lesson and let the present slip away unnoticed, you risk missing out on the beauty of now. You may find yourself constantly looking back with regret, wishing you had appreciated those moments more, longing for the days that have already passed. A life filled with what-ifs and if-onlys is a life where misery is a constant companion. It's a life where you're haunted by the moments you let slip away, the opportunities you didn't seize, and the time you can never get back. So, take a moment to pause and breathe in the present. Cherish the time you have with the people you love, savor the experiences you're living, and be mindful of the beauty around you. Live fully in the moment, because today's moments are tomorrow's memories, and the value of those memories will be the true measure of a life well lived. 8. Once you begin to take note of the things you're grateful for, you begin to lose sight of the things you lack. In a world that often pressures us to strive for more success, more possessions, more achievements, it's easy to get caught up in the chase for what we don't have. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need the latest gadget, a bigger house, a higher salary to be truly happy. But here's the transformative truth. True happiness doesn't come from accumulating more. It comes from appreciating what you already have. Gratitude is a powerful force that shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what's already present. When you start to take note of the things you're grateful for, you begin to see your life through a different lens. You start to recognize the abundance that surrounds you, the love of family and friends, the small joys of everyday life, the simple comforts that often go unnoticed. This shift in perspective creates a deep sense of contentment, a realization that you already have more than enough to be happy. But if you neglect this lesson, you'll find yourself constantly chasing after what you don't have. You'll be stuck in a cycle of longing and dissatisfaction, always believing that happiness lies just beyond the next achievement or possession. This endless pursuit of more is a trap, leading to a life of frustration and misery. You become so focused on what you lack that you overlook the blessings already in your life, and in doing so, you miss out on the true joy that comes from living in the present. Misery sets in when you're always chasing after something just out of reach, never satisfied with what you do have. It's a life where you're constantly looking for external validation, thinking that the next thing will finally bring you happiness, only to find that the feeling is fleeting and the longing returns. The irony is that happiness was within you all along, waiting to be discovered through gratitude. So, start today by taking a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, or the comfort of a good night's sleep. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you'll find that the things you once thought you needed start to lose their hold on you. You'll realize that you already have everything you need to be truly happy. That realization will bring you a sense of peace and fulfillment that no amount of external success can match. 9. If you do not have control over your mouth, you don't have control over your future. Your words carry immense power. They have the ability to uplift or destroy, to create harmony or sow discord. Every word you speak has the potential to shape your relationships, your career, and ultimately, your destiny. If you lack control over what you say, you risk letting your impulsive words define the course of your life, often in ways you may regret. Think about the moments when you've spoken out of anger, frustration, or carelessness. How many relationships have been strained or even broken because of something said in the heat of the moment? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because your words created doubt, conflict, or misunderstanding? The truth is, without control over your mouth, you relinquish control over your future. Your words become like a double-edged sword, capable of cutting down others, but also cutting away at your own success and happiness. Ignoring this lesson means living a life dictated by impulsive outbursts and unfiltered speech. You may find yourself surrounded by a trail of broken connections, friendships that ended abruptly, professional relationships that soured, and opportunities that vanished because you couldn't hold your tongue. Each time you speak without thinking, you put your future at risk, allowing a momentary lapse in judgment to create lasting consequences. Misery in this context arises from the harsh realization that your own lack of self-control has been the source of your failures. You may look back and see how different things could have been if only you had exercised more restraint, chosen your words more carefully, and considered the long-term impact of what you said. The regret that comes from knowing you've sabotaged your own success through reckless speech can be overwhelming, casting a shadow over your life. But it doesn't have to be this way. By learning to control your words, you gain control over your future. Choose your words wisely, speak with intention, and think before you speak. In doing so, you'll build stronger relationships, open up more opportunities, and pave the way for a future that's shaped by your best self, not by your worst impulses. Remember, your words are a reflection of who you are. Make sure they reflect the person you aspire to be. 10. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. The thoughts you hold in your mind are like seeds planted in the soil of your life. Over time, they grow and manifest into the reality you experience every day. If your mind is filled with negativity, fear, and doubt, the world around you will mirror those thoughts, and that's exactly what your life will become, a reflection of the darkness within. On the other hand, if you approach life with positivity, hope, and a belief in possibilities, you'll find that life reflects back the light and opportunities that you've cultivated in your mind. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful, more than you might realize. They shape not only your perception of the world, but also the outcomes you experience. When you see the world as a hostile, negative place, it's easy to get caught in a cycle of negativity. Your thoughts become a self-fulfilling prophecy, attracting more of what you fear or despise and creating a life filled with the very misery you've projected into it. But imagine the opposite. What if you filled your mind with thoughts of hope, abundance, and gratitude? What if you believed in the good in people, in the opportunities that surround you, and in your own ability to overcome challenges? The world would reflect that back to you as well. Opportunities would seem to appear out of nowhere. Relationships would flourish, and you would find joy in places you never thought to look. Ignoring this lesson means you are choosing to live in a world of your own making, one filled with the negative energy you've allowed to take root in your mind. The worst part of this is that you may never realize that the power to change your life was always within you. You'll be trapped in a life of misery, convinced that the world is against you, without understanding that it's your own thoughts that have created this reality. But here's the truth. You hold the power to change everything. By consciously choosing your thoughts, by nurturing a mindset of positivity and hope, you can transform the world around you. Life will always be a mirror, reflecting back to you the thoughts you project into it. So why not choose thoughts that uplift you, inspire you, and bring out the best in you? By doing so, you'll create a life filled with the very things you desire. A life that reflects the beauty, joy, and success that you've always wanted. Take control of your thoughts, and you take control of your thoughts, and you take control of your life. Remember, the world is only a mirror. Make sure it reflects the best version of yourself. 11. The only person you have to face in the morning is yourself. Be unbeatable. When the world is quiet and the distractions fade away, you're left with just one person to face, the person staring back at you in the mirror. This is the person who knows every decision you've made, every promise you've kept or broken, and every challenge you've faced. No matter what others think of you or how they judge you, the only opinion that truly matters at the end of the day is your own. Living with integrity and staying true to your values is what allows you to face each new day with confidence and pride. When you make choices that align with who you want to be, you build a sense of self-respect that no one can take away. This self-respect is the foundation of an unbeatable spirit. It's what gives you the strength to keep pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. It's what allows you to hold your head high, knowing that you've done your best, regardless of the outcome. But if you ignore this lesson, if you consistently make choices that go against your values or avoid pushing yourself to be your best, you'll find yourself waking up each morning with a deep sense of regret. You may try to hide it, to distract yourself with the busyness of life, but deep down, you'll know that you're not living up to your potential. This feeling of letting yourself down is the root of misery, and it's a burden that's hard to escape. Misery in this context isn't just about the big failures or the dramatic moments of regret. It's the slow, creeping sense of disappointment that builds up over time as you realize that you've been holding yourself back. It's the daily struggle of facing a version of yourself that you're not proud of, a version that's been shaped by fear, complacency, or the opinions of others. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to break free from the cycle of self-doubt and shame. But here's the empowering truth. You have the power to change this. Every day is a new opportunity to make choices that align with your values, to push yourself a little further and to become the person you can be proud of. It's about being honest with yourself, setting your own standards and refusing to settle for less than you're capable of. When you live this way, you become unbeatable, not because you're perfect, but because you've chosen to live in a way that earns your own respect. So, as you go to bed tonight and prepare to face a new day, remember that the only person you truly need to answer to is yourself. Make choices that will allow you to look in the mirror with pride and confidence. Be the person who wakes up each morning knowing that no matter what happens, you've given your all. In doing so, you'll not only avoid a life of misery, you'll create a life of fulfillment, strength, and unbeatable self-respect. As we've explored these 11 powerful life lessons, it's clear that each one holds the potential to transform your life. By embracing these truths, you can avoid the pitfalls of misery and create a future filled with purpose, growth, and self-respect. But remember, change begins with action. Reflect on these lessons and start applying them in your daily life. Small steps can lead to big changes. If this video resonated with you and you found value in these insights, make sure to hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll join a community of like-minded individuals who are committed to personal growth and a more fulfilling life. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Together, let's continue this journey toward a better, brighter future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.